questions go?
Yes.
Alright, imagine walking into a store completely alone. You grab your items and walk out. Just as you leave the store, you're being billed. No customer service, no confrontation, all electronics. That's the future for our society. Today, I'm going to argue the negative effects the VeriChip has on today's society. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the VeriChip, it is a small, right-sized chip created by Applied Digital Solutions that is inserted in various parts of the body, such as the hand, neck, or back for identification purposes. It was originally introduced in animals for tracking, but just in the last 7 years, it is being inserted in humans as well. You're probably thinking, well, that doesn't seem so bad. But what they don't tell you is that it provides much more government control than you and I would like. Which leads me to my main claim. The VeriChip is detrimental to both the privacy and well-being of American citizens. My secondary claims are security and safety. Number 2, that it indeed allows too much government control. And number 3, what they don't tell you. First, I will talk about security and safety. Now, we are all aware of identity theft and credit cards. Well, how would swiping your hand be any different? Applied Digital Solutions CEO, Mr. Sullivan, said he can see the chips being used in children, the elderly, prisoners, and by employers at facilities such as airports and nuclear plants, and that society in general could use them instead of ATM or credit cards. So yes, they are planning ahead. Not only can you view your information, but so can anyone that comes in contact with you, because the data is not encrypted for your protection. New York Times columnist William Sapphire stated, hospitals would say, how about a chip providing a complete medical history in case of emergencies? Merchants would add a chip for credit ratings, bank accounts, and product preferences, while divorced spouses would lobby for a rundown of net assets and yearly expenditures. Politicians would like to know voting records and political affiliation. Cops, of course, would insist on a record of arrests, speeding tickets, E-ZPass auto movements, and links to suspicious websites and associates. This device allows others to gain access to your personal information that much faster. Secondly, agreeing to be chipped is giving the government more control over your life because it will be monitored much more closely. You will lose your civil liberties and freedoms. The United States Constitution's Fourth Amendment states, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So wouldn't this be violating that amendment? Yes. With the chip, you're giving your information that you would not normally have monitored that closely to another person. Think about it. Do you want the government to be able to search your files every time you swipe your hand? And finally, what they don't tell you. The VeriChip makers easily tell us the pros of the product, such as criminal and missing persons tracking, but they fail to tell you the whole truth. The VeriChip comes with many health risks, such as adverse tissue reaction, migration and failure of implanted transponders, electromagnetic interference, electrical hazards, and magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, as it may cause severe patient burns. Catherine Albrecht, founder and director of Consumers Against Supermarket Privacy Invasion in Numbers, or CASPIAN, chastised Applied Digital Solutions for failing to mention the negative aspects of its product, saying, by omitting this information from their press material, the companies marketing the VeriChip have painted an inaccurately rosy picture of their product that could mislead consumers into believing the devices are completely safe. This little chip encloses many issues and information that is vital to who we are. In conclusion, the VeriChip is detrimental to both the privacy and well-being of American citizens, and I address the security and safety risks, the negative effects of government interference, and issues they don't tell you about. Thank you.
Okay, you start off with a visualization, and you start with some phrasing that makes it sound like it's actually an informative speech. But you do come up with a declarative statement finally. The problem with the declarative statement that you have is that it has multiple parts in it. The secondary issues, when you lay them out, you do give us a structure on those, but those secondary points are not really phrased like they are claims. In fact, some of them are not even sentences. They're just words or phrases, and we don't know what inference you're going to be drawing on them. You do define the chip pretty well, but you do need a context here. It sounds like there's a particular company that is offering this as a product now, and you're saying that there's a danger to this product being available. But a lot of your argument is speculative based on widespread use of this product and a lack of encryption and technological issues that have not come up yet. So it's like a hypothetical or a conditional condition for the argument to exist on many of these things. On the stuff that comes on the third point, those are actual risks from having the current form of the chip inserted, and that, I think, is the one place where you've got the clearest argument that is relevant and actually problematic. Everything on the first couple of points assumes that, for instance, the general assumption seems to be that people are going to have this done against their will. If they're having it done voluntarily and you're warning them that there are consequences to doing that, I think that's a pretty good argument. But you make it sound like it's coming regardless of what we want, and I don't know how that's possible given some of the arguments that you present yourself on the Fourth Amendment. There are some visualizations and hypothetical examples. There are a couple of pieces of testimony. There's some factual data on the chips that are currently being available, but the inferences, like I said, are largely based on the hypotheticals, and I think that that's a little bit problematic. All right, thank you.